we played them in Colorado, gave up 2 late goals. There was a bitter taste in our mouth. And then from there, really, we had a good couple games, 1 bad loss, and then we really have just taken off. So even in San Jose was the worst. Yeah, it was the worst of that. But really even watching video of them already, it's hard to even recognize at moments us playing them. We just are such a different team right now, even in the last 10 games. So we're obviously in a really good spell right now, really confident. They also have gone on a good run here, and I think they've found a little bit of their identity and their rhythm with their new coach. So it's going to be a battle, at home, though, in front of our fans, and with the way that we've been playing, we're super optimistic.
Heading into a real busy month, including Open Cup. Considering the start you had to be top of the table in the West, guys, after sort of all the work you put in to get there has really paid off. How do you feel in terms of where you are positioned for the rest of the way? Because you said, we have an opportunity to really solidify ourselves in the Supporter Shield race if we have a good, strong period here.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's trending that direction?
For sure. And, you just got to take the points that are right in front of you. So right now it's Colorado. We have fresh legs. We got to go get 3 points out of that match. Then you've got a little bit of a break to go to July 4th and go play the Galaxy. Got to get points out of that match. And then from there you start to kind of see how the legs are feeling, where guys are at, what rotations we need to do. But the big thing is not dropping points on these games now while legs are fresh and we're in a good moment. So we got to come out flying on Saturday. We'll be ready to do that. We have a good game plan going forward. Again, they're not a team to take lightly at all, but I think if we play our style, we can beat anybody at home.
Okay. If I have this right, you guys only travel twice between now and the Leagues Cup group stage.
Yeah.
You only leave LA twice, including the Rose Bowl match. So
yep.
Just knowing that you're here, you don't have to have a ton of travel over this period. What does that do for you guys? Super
helpful, especially with the congestion of the schedule. Trying to fit in big flights in between 3-day breaks and recovery days is just impossible. So that helps us a lot. It still doesn't help totally with the congestion and the amount of games that we have, and then some of these wanting to put a good foot forward in the Open Cup and win that game at home. So it's going to be hard to do the right rotations, but that's why I don't get paid. These guys get paid to make those decisions, and we'll be ready. I mean, everybody, the team is ready to step in. You've seen even recently some guys that have gotten some minutes off the bench come in and putting in good moments and creating things for us. So I think all the guys are ready to play whatever minutes they're called upon for. Yeah.
Ryan, we've seen Kai Kamara obviously in recent weeks. Thailand and Donovan, past Land and Donovan. What's it like to kind of be around when somebody hits a career milestone like that?
Yeah, so fun. Obviously, I've played with this guy now in the league for a long time, and so to now wear the same jersey, represent the same club, and watch him do that is just an honor. It's a dream come true for him to get this record and become second all time, and then for him to be wearing these colors. These are going to be the clips that are shown for generations, and we'll be wearing these colors and sharing that together. So super special for him. Just speaks to the career he's had and the amount of work he's put in, even at this age, to be competing the way he's competing. It's really special. You don't see it often.
You mentioned his age. I didn't.
Yeah.
Obviously he's quite a bit older than you.
Yeah.
How does he kind of fit in? What's kind of his place in the room, and what kind of role does he fill?
Yeah, he came in and was kind of the new guy and wanted to learn the club a little bit. But if you've spent a moment with him, he's never going to be shy or quiet. He's going to come introduce himself. He's going to say hi. He loves just being social and being with the people. So he's been that way since day one, with all of the, from the youngins all the way up through the staffers and the coaches. Just been a top-class guy. And I think that's another thing that the club does here is when they bring guys in, they're not just bringing guys that are producing on the field, but they're bringing guys in that are just good human beings, good people to be around. And Kai's one of those. Every place he's been, he's left his mark, and people have loved working with him. It's no different here.
Was he like a guy you could kind of like even when you were playing against him?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy that's talking to you in like a encouraging way on the field. Like you'll score a goal on him, and then 2 minutes later you'll be running by each other. You'd be like, "That's an amazing goal, like great shot," or something, and you're like, "Wait, what? What? We're playing against each other right now." But then he'd go score on you, and then you're like, "Wait, you like hyped me up, but then you scored on me. Like what's happening?" But that's like the way that he plays and the way that he's just like he feeds off of people. He feeds off of like the social vibe of like, yeah, just communicating with people. So he's never going to be shy to say something like that when he's feeling it, and that's why you love this guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You scored a goal, but I mean, you probably should have had 2. Are you satisfied with that, or do you know you have to push it a little harder?
Yeah, thank you for that. I gotta keep going. No, it's been a long time coming for the goal this year. Sometimes that's just how goals work. You know, they come in little sprees, little spurts, or whatever the word is. So, I need to just keep building on it. It's been an interesting year too, though, where it's like we've been producing offensively. You want to just manage things well as a defender. When I'm needed to go forward, I want to be ready to go forward, and when I'm needed to kind of, create a dome and stay in our kind of preventative shape, then I want to be ready to do that too. So you got to just read the games. We've talked about this in other interviews, like, when do you know to go forward and when do you stay back? And it's just a sense of like, hey, when things are going well, you don't risk it. You don't get overly aggressive in the attack and leave yourself exposed defensively. And that's kind of where things have been. So hopefully I can get into the attack more often. And obviously I love to do that. And it's all about just sensing the right moments. So
Playing at home, yeah. It seemed like you guys were getting up, and even Sergi, he assisted the first goal, and you guys were. It's not going to always be like that, but how satisfying is it to have those moments where you're like, all right, we have.
You can sense it too in the game. You can sense a game like that where you're like, goals might be a little bit easier to come by. A moment where a team's not quite as committed to what they're doing because they're in a bad moment. They haven't won games in a while. They're not like playing together well. So then you've got a lot of guys sleeping on plays, taking plays off, throwing their hands up. And when you start to see those things, you start thinking like, okay, if I can get myself into a good spot in the box, like this can go really well for me. So you could sense that from everybody. And then as the goals kept coming, you could sense like, Denis was trying to get his second goal, and maybe sometimes you have an easy pass to set somebody up for an easier goal, but you'll take your chance because you just get that feeling that there's goals out there to be had. So, yeah.
Good answer.
Good answer.
We'll take
This computer's on low battery, just so you know.
Plug it in. We'll take the last question from Jaime from MLS Soccer.
Hey Ryan, thank you for your time. Going back to the defensive aspect of your game, if I could ask you how it is for your teammate, but how would it be defending someone like Danny Buwana, who basically has been such a dominant force for as long as he's been in the league?
Yeah, luckily I see a little bit different of a Denny in trainings. He's not quite the same as he is out on those fields when the lights are on and the fans are going crazy. He gives me a little bit more of like the B version of Denny, but still the coaches here, they're like, they know what they're doing. So in all of the drills, all of our trainings, they're always swapping and putting attack versus defense and switching up the team. So I'm always against Denis, I'm always against Kike in our trainings, which for me is huge. It's the exact guy that I want to be going up against, because if I can defend him, I can defend anybody in this league. So I definitely don't envy playing against Denis on a Saturday night at 7:30 at BMO for sure. So that's when he just comes to life, and he's just a next level sort of talent where he can take games over, and he's shown that too many times now to even count.
That's about right. Thank you.
I have one more. Haven't seen as much of him as I think people would have liked, but what's your impression of David Martinez as an attacker? Have you had a chance to defend against him as well? What do you make of him?
Yeah, I really, really like this guy. He obviously had an injury with his lower back, and he's been kind of getting back into rhythm, and there was a little setback. So it's just a matter of time until he's back. But you can tell already at his age, he just has something special. He has something like with the vision, the way he sees the game, something about his just understanding of football that's different. And at his age, his versatility, his quickness, his ability with the ball, man, I'm really, really excited to see him get some consistent minutes in this league and start being able to really show what he can do, because he's showed us in training what he can do. And there's moments where it's special, really, really, really special. So if he can start to be consistent with that and do that in consistent moments, man, I think he can take this league for sure. So we'll see what he can do. But there's no question the talent's there. It'll be just how much he wants it. And so far, he's showing me out on training that he wants it bad. So huge addition.
If my math is correct, he's 21 years younger than Kai. From a maturity perspective, where would you say for an 18-year-old he kind of falls down? Like, is he a kid? You know, is he more mature in the way he handles himself? And how have you seen him over the course of recovering from the injury? How does he handle that from your vantage point?
One of the greatest things about being an international, coming and playing in this league at that age, is you have to mature. You have to learn the language. You're on your own, living by yourself. You have to learn the customs, the culture, how to fit in, and so it just matures you quicker than some of our young, like, homegrown kids, or some of the kids that have grown up here. They can kind of take a little bit longer to mature, but these guys come in and it's like, hey, you either wake up, learn how to play this style, this way that we're playing, learn how to, like, find your place here in Los Angeles, or you're really quickly gonna get shipped off and you'll have to go find another place. And so you can tell he wants to be here. He's committed everything to it, and there's no question that when he steps on the field, he's not taking plays off, he's not taking trainings off. He's trying to prove why he's a special talent. So that's what you need. You need a young guy like that who's hungry and wants to be the best that he can be, and not these young kids that come in and think they're already so good, or like, I've made it because I've signed a professional contract. He doesn't have that sense to me. So I'm really excited to see what he can do.